Making a first sale is an interesting one because it can take a little bit of time to actually get a customer where they pay you money to do the thing you need to do, because you haven't built that trust or you haven't built a portfolio yet. I know a lot of people say don't do something for free, but oftentimes to get a portfolio, it's a really great thing to do. Or you can say, hey, let me do this thing for you for free, and if you like it, you can pay me for it. And that's a really good way to get your first few paying customers, and then you can also improve your experience or your service or your app or whatever you're doing. And then from there, you can then sell that to other customers. It's also a really great way to get referrals in to begin with, especially if you don't have marketing budgets. Have a look at what other things you can do as well. You know, there's a thing in the business world called contra deals, which is basically an exchange of services. So sometimes some of the best marketing you can do is, go to a news company or other people that do paid media and exchange your service or your offering for something that they do. And that's a really good way to use marketing services without if you don't necessarily have the cash flow to use them. So if you're starting off a business and you really want to start marketing with paid ads, I would highly recommend that you have a small budget that you can allocate to money that you are comfortable with completely losing. Because it takes time for ads to run, and it takes time for ads to learn knowledge and also bring in leads. And sometimes you might not get the results straight away. So have a little bit of money that you're comfortable with losing, and that's your sort of starting marketing budget. And then from there, I personally don't believe in marketing budgets from that point on, because if you bring in a return that is more money you put in, you can keep putting in more money into that system. Set a budget you can lose to start with, and then from there, just adapt to how much revenue is actually being generated from those ads. And that's probably the best way that you can move forward. A really good benchmark for that is that if your ad is sort of making you less than a 4-to-1 return, it's probably not worth spending any more money on it. If an ad is like giving you a 20-to-1 return, increase the budget until you get down to that sort of 5-to-1 return base, because it seems a little bit silly, but if you make a crap ton more money with a return from 4-to-1, if you're spending way more money on the actual ad, you're still making a larger sum of money at the end of the day. So tweak your budgets depending on what your return of investment is, and always make sure you have a bit of money that you're okay with losing. In terms of content for running ads versus high-polished stuff or iPhone content, it's really a use case basis. I would generally say from a broader spectrum in this current day and age, iPhone content is better and performs better on ad platforms as ads because it's more organic, it feels more natural, and it feels like a post on the feed. Another big strategy we tell people, is to take some of their best performing organic posts on their platform, tack on a CTA at the end of it, and then send that up as an ad. Because it's already performing well, and it's already engaging with customers. So get it to more people, and you'll get more viewership. But yeah, it really just depends on like the business itself and what the use case is. But as a general rule of thumb, I would say more iPhone, more engaging content that is familiar and builds a lot more trust is going to perform better on those platforms. And then, save the high quality videos for landing pages, save them for particular offers, those kind of pieces of content. Just helpful when you're a small business, because it's a lot easier also to produce an iPhone video, and that's a big thing. If a barrier to entry for you running ads is you don't have high polished content, throw that idea out the window, grab your iPhone, film some good stuff, make sure you've got a good offer in there and the content is engaging, and you'll get results.